Blessed, so blessed to be with you now more than ever. Kevin Miller in the morning, KIDO Talk Radio, along with Ray Amaya. Phone number is here, 580-5436, 580-KIDO. And if you missed last hour, I urge you to go to our website, KIDOTalkRadio.com. A very spirited conversation with a young man by the name of Dean from CUNA, disagreeing with us on the Iranians. The Iranians have devoured death to America one more time. And what's old again is new. Speaking of old, it's never old winning big money, right? We all want you to win big money here. And how can you do that? Go to KIDOTalkRadio.com. Win up how to win Kevin Miller's money and check out the code words. Today, the 8 a.m. code word is PLANE, P-L-A-N-E, PLANE. And don't forget to listen at 6 a.m., 8 a.m. to the Kevin Miller Show. And Sean Hannity, afternoons, at 3 p.m., you'll hear me give out the next code word. So today's word is plain, and nothing plain about this. We've got the Attorney General testifying before Congress. We hope to get you some of that sound, Ray. Maybe if we can go to Fox, and we'll take a look at that as we weave ourselves in and out of this hour here on KIDO Talk Radio. We start with Liberty Linda. Good morning. You're on KIDO Talk Radio.
Good morning, Kevin. Kevin, I have met several of the white plantation owners in South Africa, and they were just lovely people. And now, Kevin, I fear for their lives. They love their homes there. They love the people down there. You know, they're just wonderful people. What are they going to do?
Well, it doesn't look good for them.
No, it doesn't. And I'm telling you, they were just some of the most lovely people you'd ever want to meet. And I can only imagine what they're going through, and I am literally worried about their lives. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. And personally, in regards to marijuana, I personally can see absolutely nothing good about marijuana. I don't know why anyone would want to smoke it or have it anywhere near them. And that's just my personal feelings. I don't think it does any good. I can't see any good in it whatsoever. So I wanted to say that. And then, Kevin, where would we be if we didn't have President Trump today? I don't think we would be a nation. Where would we be? We'd be taken over by the libs, and we can see what they want to do for our nation and us. And what are we doing? Are we shivering here, shaking in our boots, wondering what in the world is going on? How could people be thinking this way? That doesn't make any sense either.
Well, look, here's what it's coming down to. And by the way, you know, here you have the poor Attorney General. He's ready to discuss budgets. And all these devious little libs want to do is destroy him. And they want to destroy the Mueller report, and they want to destroy everything else. Now, coming up, we've got about another 5 minutes because we've got the Republican in there, so she'll be nice to him. But these libs are going crazy. If you've missed it, and again, this is from our friends here from the Fox News Channel on KIDO Talk Radio. I have this clip here. Let's play it right now, and we'll see what happens.
I want to address a serious oversight matter, your unacceptable handling of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. It's been reported that the report is 300 to 400 pages, and I use the term reported because we have no idea how long it actually is. All we have is your 4-page summary, which seems to cherry-pick from the report to draw the most favorable conclusion possible for the president.
Now, they're doing the opening statements. This is Representative Nita Lowey. She's with the Appropriations Committee. And here we have, you know, the Attorney General talking about an unrelated matter. And she made that up. She doesn't know that he mischaracterized anything. They're fibbers. They're fibbing, Liberty Linda.
Well, we can sit out here and see that. There's nothing to the Mueller report. They have tried to hide it, tried to say everything bad about our president, and there's absolutely no foundation for any of it. And all of us know that out here. And they're still going on with this, trying to brainwash the American people into thinking there is something. If there was something, it would have been brought out. There's nothing there. let's get on with our life here in America, in our beautiful United States, and let's put this behind us and let our president do the good that he is doing for this nation, for all people across the board. He loves all people. He wants to help all people, and he is helping all people. So I say let's go forward and support our wonderful president. That's what I feel like.
And we're not down with the Iranians either.
Well, you know, I've known many Iranians, and they're very sweet people. I had a neighbor that was Iranian, but he'd lived here for over 20 years and loved the United States. But he would fly home all the time, and he was perplexed about what was going on. He was a lovely person. No, we hate the politics is what we hate. That's what I feel.
Right. You're right, Liberty and Linda. You take care now.
All right. Okay, Kevin. You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
580-5436, 580-KIDO. So, shifting gears.
The American people want to see the report. I think it would strike a serious blow to our system and, yes, to our democracy if that report is not fully seen.
You know, here's what it comes down to, brothers and sisters. We have people that are blatantly lying, that, to their credit, they won a congressional district. I don't know if they've had to sell their souls to get campaign money. I don't know what type of promises they've made of under the table, above the table. And instead of looking at the truth, which would benefit our great constitutional republic, they see this as a time to try and stick the dagger in the President of the United States. No one knows what's in the Mueller report. And then you have the devious little libs all of a sudden now speculating that according to sources within the Mueller report, that Barr is whitewashing things. I don't even know if you can say whitewashing anymore. He's redacting everything. Now, remember, these were the same little libs that said that the president was going to be indicted. These were the same little libs that said they were going to come in and take the president and his family away, the beautiful first lady, the son-in-law, the first daughter, in handcuffs. No good can come of this. You know, and if you missed our conversation with a young man by the name of Dean last hour, go to our website. Ray and I will have that up, the last 10 minutes of the program. You have people that passionately believe it. He believes that we've hosed over the Iranians. He believes that Pastor Saeed, they were right to get Pastor Saeed. I don't. And look, to his credit, he picked his team. To our credit, we're picking our team. But these congressional folks, they have a duty not to hyperbolize, not to speculate, and that's exactly what they're doing. And the sycophants in the press that wear their makeup and their pompadours and their fluffy hair like it's 86 all over again are gladly fueling the fire to our own destruction.
I want to address a serious oversight matter, your unacceptable handling of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report.
Now, wait a minute. Again, we haven't even found out what the Attorney General has done. Guilty until proven innocent. It should break your heart if you loved your civics class in junior high or high school. Here's an elected congresswoman lambasting, chastising the Attorney General based on utter speculation. And poor Barr, he's just sitting there. Barr looks like he needs a shot of something, a bottle of Ripple or something to get through this. Imagine, here you are, you're just sitting there listening to the insults from people that don't know what they're talking about.
It's been reported that the report is 300 to 400 pages, and I use the term reported because we have no idea how long it actually is. All we have is your 4-page summary, which seems to cherry-pick from the report to draw the most favorable conclusion possible for the president.
Right, more on that in a minute, but here's a woman that doesn't know what she's talking about, literally. Has no idea what she's talking about, yet has this forum. And by the way, Barr's up there to discuss the budget, not to be grilled about the Mueller report. And of course, what are they going to do? They're going to say, well, this is a cover-up. And unfortunately, people in today's world of texting, schmexting, and gosh knows what else they do with their phones. I don't really want to know. I really don't want to know what they do with their phones. In this world, they're sitting back and going, well, yeah, they're cover up. No. You've been blessed with critical thinking skills. We need them. We need to convey to the folks now more than ever. It's funny. I will go back and forth with folks, and someone will say something to me outside the realm of the broadcast center, outside the realm of the broadcast headquarters, the halls of broadcasting justice, if you will. And, I just kind of feel where they're coming from. If somebody says something to me, well, no, that's not how it happened. And yes, we need the Electoral College. And no, 16-year-olds shouldn't vote. And the idea that we don't look at things critically, like, again, I go back to this initiative that apparently nobody wants to talk about. I understand that. But there's something there that's going to impact us here in Idaho. Regardless, we are talking about the Attorney General being grilled by the devious little libs in Congress. Make sure you catch Sean this afternoon. He'll have your reaction. First, Max in Garden City, Idaho on KIDO Talk Radio with Kevin Miller. Good morning, Max.
Good morning. Garden City in Boise, but not of Boise. And look, I've been talking to a lot of my friends in China, and they're watching this whole thing with our new Attorney General. They're watching the Mueller probe, and they're laughing. They actually think it's a comedy show, the way the Democrats have basically adopted a nationwide rumor mill. They are spreading a disease, this mental illness. They're spreading it by word of mouth, by social media, you name it, and it's a contagion. People are really stupid. What say you?
Well, I think we can insult them, or we can come back and say we have to stop them. We have to get on the battlefield of ideas and say, no, let's take a look at the report. And by the way, that statement by the Congresswoman is irresponsible at best when she says the whole report should be released. It can't be released. It's against the law to be released. And yet the devious little libs in the press don't bring that up, Max.
Well, she doesn't need to know what she's doing because she is a congresswoman. She tricked her electorate into voting for her, and now it's easy to just trick them to reelect her every 2 years. Yeah, the statements she's made put her in the same chair with Ocasio-Cortez. Blank, blind ignorance, driven only by agenda, only by motive, but not by fact. They're Kavanaughing everything. I've come to call it Kavanaughing. In fact, in China, they're calling it kabaoing, which means their way of saying every time they railroad a person or a report, the Chinese are calling it Kavanaughing or kabaoing. So at least the United States can provide a stage, entertainment for the other countries. It makes me sick. I vote. I complain. I blog. I do the best I can in my lecture tours. Where's everybody else besides the few people on this station and some freedom warriors out and about trying their best? Where are the rest of you people? Get off your butts and vote. You're making me sick. There, I've offended some of your listeners.
Max, thank you for the call.
All right, buddy.
You're listening to Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. And coming up between now and Glenn Beck, if you've ever questioned a citizen's ability to conceal a firearm, you're not going to want to miss this story coming out of the western United States where a man with a gun stopped something bad from happening. Details coming up between now and Glenn Beck. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio time, 8:23. Phone numbers 580-5436, 580-KIDO. They're out to get our Attorney General. We're here for him, taking your calls. Back to the phones. Aquaman, talking about Iran with Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Aquaman.
Good morning. Hey, I was around in 1979. I was 11 years old, and I had some friends that immigrated from Iran because they were Catholics, and they were being persecuted. They knew that if they stayed there under the Ayatollah, they would likely die. They'd likely be killed. But a lot of people don't know that there was actually a large number of Catholics over there. And I hear that there still are. They're just underground. But I don't think Dean is aware that prior to 1979, women could go to the beach. They could wear swimsuits. They could go shopping unattended. They lived freely. It was a place where Westerners could go and enjoy a nice visit to an area that was open. And before they were converted to Catholicism, they were Zoroastrian. So I think that Dean, he's really into this whole red pill, blue pill. But if he really wants to point some fingers, he might want to pull that blue pill out from an uncomfortable place and maybe read a little bit about Jimmy Carter and where Jimmy Carter stood on the issue of freedom.
Well, and what Jimmy Carter did to the Shah.
I mean, the Shah wasn't the one rocking the boat. And if anybody thought the Shah had some issues where human rights were concerned, my God, look at what the Ayatollah has done. But, here again, people that I knew that I was friends with in Pocatello, they came over from Iran. They were Catholics prior to Catholicism. They were Zoroastrians. They didn't have a say. They didn't have a right over there. It was flee or die. So, Dean, I don't know whether to slap you or hug you. Maybe I'll hug you because I'm Aquaman, and that's the kind of thing Aquaman would do, I guess.
King of the sea. Maybe you could. Maybe you could. I love you too, Aquaman. Maybe you can have him hang out with a wet willy.
I don't even want to go there. Take care.
All right, take care, sir. Traffic and weather together. KIDO Talk Radio. Kevin Miller in the morning. Good morning, Dave. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate your work. Kevin Miller in the morning. KIDO Talk Radio. Back to the phones. And well, if it isn't our old friend Pro-Life. Good morning, Pro-Life. You're on KIDO Talk Radio.
Yeah, it is Pro-Life. Well, hey, we've been talking about a lot of different subjects today, but people generally in the whole world, almost 99% of people are peer-oriented. So whether they're in their religion, their politics, economics, or whatever, they look to their peers, and it doesn't matter how educated a person is, they will still go with peer pressure over following their conscience. And so that's what's happening, and especially to our nation, that people are just, the media and educational systems and everything are just lying. And so everybody's buying that and regurgitating those lies. And it just is making us insane as a nation. And I guess the world is very much the same. And I don't know how to get out of it, except people have to know that they're peer-oriented. They have to think, is my peer group really truthful or not? Or are we buying some kind of a lie? And but that's what I see happening. People buying all kinds of lies because their friends and their family and their nation, their political party, they're buying some kind of a lie. So we just have to stop lying. I mean, that's one of the basic commandments. You can't get anywhere unless you tell the truth. And God never lies. He never deceives. So that's what we have to be like him. And
well, if God is for us, who can be against us?
Right.
Now, you're a astute observer of the legislature, are you not?
I try to be.
You try to hold them accountable. What is your take on this initiative bill that was surprisingly vetoed by your political rival, the governor, Brad Little? And now members of the House of Representatives are sending not one, not two, but 4 like-minded bills back up through the channels. Your thoughts?
Well, just like I was talking about, that peer pressure drives things, I think that it's not good. I think that legislators are less likely to be peer-oriented than the general public. And so I think it's better not to even have initiatives. But, of course, we have that in our Constitution. But I think that the more signatures you have to get, the shorter time, the whatever, the more you can close that down. I think it's better. But the governor, he's going to go along with what most of the people think. I
don't know if it's most of the people. I think it's people that called in, and I would assume most of them were from out of state. There are sinister out-of-state forces seeking to take over us and make us Little Portland or Little San Fran. Your thoughts?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's people with time and money that try to influence other people to their point of view, and we shouldn't be taking it here in Idaho. We should be independent, but of course we're not. We buy our Republican Party. We bought Obamacare. We buy Medicaid expansion. We buy public school. We buy every kind of socialism thing that you can take. We just say we're not quite as fast as the Democrats, so we're okay, and the Democrats are bad. It's a big lie. And I don't know. We're just a lying bunch of people. So anyway.
Well, no, look, now you're sounding like the libs. Everything is bad. Come on, pro-life.
No, everything's not bad. God isn't bad. People that follow God aren't bad. There's a lot of good things. Hey, there's nice rain out there today, and the flowers are growing. And
Fair enough, pro-life. God bless. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Maggie. Rolling on the right side out to Capitol Hill. Jared Halpern joining us, Fox News Radio. Jared, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So here we have it. Representative Nunes in the news for a few issues. He's to send 8 criminal referrals to the Department of Justice on allegations of lying to Congress, leaked classified info. How big a story is this?
I don't think we have any idea yet. These are referrals, so, members of Congress can do this, where if they suspect that, there was criminal misconduct, lying to Congress. There's also allegations of lying to a FISA court within this. They send it to the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice then would look at whatever was submitted by the member of Congress and then decide whether or not to pursue it or not. So we're certainly several steps away from any sort of actual criminal investigation. This is merely an allegation that's now been put forward by the top Republican, the minority, the ranking minority member of the House Intelligence Committee.
Indeed. Also, Representative Nunes in the news looking to sue some newspapers.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This is still about the Twitter thing, right? So I know that's been something that he has been on in recent weeks, is believing that there has been an effort to defame him, to mischaracterize him in some sort of criminal fashion. Those standards are pretty hard, particularly for a public figure like Congressman Nunes to meet in court. Certainly he has every legal opportunity to try and present that case, but just historically those are extraordinarily difficult standards for a public figure to meet.
Well, when we take a look at Capitol Hill, I can't believe we've pulled you away from the Attorney General being grilled today now.
It's been a big hearing. Listen, this is an appropriation subcommittee, so they're supposed to be talking a lot about the Department of Justice's budget proposal, Attorney General Barr laying that out. But, as Jose Serrano, the committee chairman here, made clear from the start, they are not going to ignore the elephant in the room. Obviously, the elephant in the room here is the Mueller report. And a little bit of news made here by the Attorney General saying that he will have a redacted version of that report ready to make public within a week. So we will wait and see what that means. I know my colleagues and I are certainly going to probably be fearful of, that Friday afternoon. We'll see what happens. We're ready to start the weekend. So listen, we'll wait and see. That's always like, you get around 2, 3, 4 o'clock on Friday. You're starting to make plans, starting to wrap up the week, and then, you get a big drop from the Justice Department. We'll wait and see if that's what he meant by within a week. But that's only going to be the beginning. What he also has tried to explain here to this committee is that, there will be sections that he will redact based on ongoing criminal investigations, based on national security, based on trying to protect privacy of people who are third parties, and that he will color code those so the Congress is aware and the public is aware of why information is missing, which category it falls into. That's obviously not going to be good enough for members of Congress who want to see the redacted version of this report. He said that after the public release, this redacted release, he will work with the judiciary committees if they have any additional requests. But listen, this is going to be a long-term, I think, sort of play out where Congress is going to ask for information. There's going to be pushback from the administration, from the Justice Department, and we'll see how that all gets sorted out. But what we will get, it seems like, within the next few days here is a color-coded, redacted version of the Mueller report.
Jared Halpern, good luck, and we're keeping our fingers crossed about that Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I'll probably keep my Friday night clear.
Thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
Our great friend Jared Halpern joining us. Kevin Miller in the morning. By the way, the Mueller report is the big topic. Here's Attorney General Barr sharing his thoughts, on KIDO Talk Radio.
Right now, the special counsel is working with us on identifying information in the reports that fall under those four categories. We will color code the excisions from the report, and we will provide explanatory notes describing the basis for each redaction.
There we have it. He's going to justify. It's funny. Every time the Republicans go out of their way to accommodate the devious little libs, it never works.
From my standpoint, within a week, I will be in a position to release the report to the public.
So we'll get it a week from today or next week. Joining us now, Tea Party Bob, publisher of the Gem State Patriot, Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Miller. When are you going to learn that arguing with a hardcore liberal is like beating your head against the wall while they cheer you on? Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I had to stop listening. I have to say I'm curious as to why the legislature has brought up more of these bills addressing the ballot initiative process in Idaho.
Now, hold on. Let me jump in here, by the way. You've covered this. You feel passionately about this. So you have Senator Groh puts this bill together. He gets it through the Senate. It gets through the House. Okay, it took a little fire. You weren't happy about it. The Liberty folks weren't happy about it. The libs weren't happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. And yet there it was on the doorstep, and the governor vetoes it. And now there's four more shooting up there. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this.
No, not for some time. And I do think that the key here is still the short period of time that they want this bill to be, these initiatives to be done in. 6 months there's no chance a grassroots operation could do that in 6 months without enormous sums of money. I mean, we've seen this before in several of the other initiatives that have passed. But I do believe that the lobbyists are behind this, and they would want to see the 6 month time limit on there, which really would reduce the amount and the amount of people who would be able to actually prepare one of these initiatives.
If that were the case, then the governor would have signed it.
Well,
based on your logic and theory.
I think he saw the fact that you can add another 19 counties or whatever you want to, get it up to 32 or get it up to 35. But if you don't have the time to pass it, it doesn't mean anything. And basically, you're negating the whole process except for those people who have the money to do it.
That's really the way it is now, though. But you and I disagree on this, but that's the way it is now. You got the money, you can do it.
But you have 18 months. 18 months is a big time difference. You're talking about a change that is very dynamic. Or maybe they're even concerned about an initiative to allow, the growing of hemp or marijuana. I'm not sure that could be in the back of their minds.
It's on its way. It's already begun.
Well, look, I believe it's actually a sad thing that we allowed the law enforcement officials to have their say in this bill that died. So 47 states have a hemp industry operating under.
Look, you're going to get your hemp. You're going to be able to drive your little truck through the state with a hemp sticker on it.
Yeah, right. You know, this is $1 billion. This is $1 billion opportunity for Idaho, and it has been forced out into the cold by some very disingenuous actions by the current administration and its allies, who don't want hemp as a crop in our state.
I don't know about that. I think the administration is pro-farm. In fact, I told you, I'm out here on a limb. I believe it'll pass, and somehow the law enforcement community, Kevin Miller, aligned to shoot down the hemp. Maybe we're onto something. Maybe you're wrong.
It looks like it's dead for now, but, you know, that's a shame because I look at the people who I've been fighting to get the CBD oil in the state that controls the epilepsy episodes. And they're going to have to continue without it, use synthetic drugs that have bad side effects or work outside of the law.
And most of them do. And most of them, though.
That's not right.
And most of them, and we're not saying it's good or bad, we're going to be moral relativists on this one, they work outside the law.
Well, they don't have a choice, but why should they have to do that? They're citizens of this state just like you and I are.
It's crazy.
Don't they deserve the opportunity to receive medicine that's proper?
Now, you go to the supermarket, right?
I go every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, you're a shopper. You're around. You people see you at the stores doing sorts of things. I mean, I went to a supermarket, and I'm not going to say which one, but there's bread called organic hemp everything, premium bagels, the great hemp seed, and this is bread on the shelves in Idaho. So to me,
I know I eat it.
Well, you're a hempster, so I think you can have your hemp in your bread, and apparently that's not violating state law. Although I'm going to call the Attorney General and turn those folks in, get that bread off the shelves.
There you go. See, you know, you're just one of those people who doesn't care about the other guy. I know you. And I'll tell you, I'm personally disgusted with this legislative session. And you are right about one thing. They talk about everything but what's important to the people who don't have the money to pay for food, and the stupid regressive grocery tax that everybody wants out of the state.
Sure.
And a bunch of clowns down there in the legislature that don't want it out. They want to keep it there because they can't find the money to continue to pay for their huge bureaucratic government.
Although they can't find money to redo offices, they can't find money to pay educators, they can't find money for other things.
Well, I think we're going to maybe see some changes in the next election. Maybe people are.
You say that all the time.
I'm an optimist, Kevin. I've always been an optimist.
You're an optimist?
Yes.
All right.
Doesn't sound that way.
Well, comparatively speaking, I would say you are.
Kevin, I hope you have a wonderful day today. Great show, by the way.
God bless you, Tea Party Bob.
Thanks for all you do. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Coming up, a story that will change the minds of a gun grabber. And if it doesn't change your mind, well, I don't know what will. You don't want to miss a story of somebody doing something brave thanks to the Second Amendment. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio.
I'm kind of shocked at it, really.
Neighbors reacting after hearing about an attempted kidnapping.
Normally that doesn't happen in this kind of neighborhood. It's, as you can tell, it's kind of quiet.
According to Phoenix police, the suspect grabbed the girl by one of the arms and pinned it behind her. He then placed his arm over her face. But a witness saw what was happening, ran over, knocked that suspect down, then pulled out a gun and threatened the suspect. That's when the suspect took off. According to police, the suspect is a dark-complected black man with green eyes. He also had a nose piercing with a stud in his left nostril and was wearing a hoodie. Police said they have increased patrols in the area. Neighbors are just hoping this person is caught soon.
I don't know how many times a day it happens around the country, but as far as we know, this is the first time it's happened here. So hopefully it'll be the last.
If you have any information or maybe recognize the description of that suspect, you are asked to call Phoenix police.
There we have a story out of Phoenix where we have a man who saw an attempted kidnapping of an 11-year-old girl. And he didn't stand by. There was probably no time to call the police. There was no time to do anything. So what did he do? What we would hope that everybody in Idaho and across America would do is protect that little child. And he knocked the guy down, looked like the perp was coming after him. He pulled out his gun to protect the innocent. You see, that's what the media doesn't report. And we're talking about all media because they're controlled by the big wigs, the big corporations. And look, one day they might take over this show like they're trying to take over the state of Idaho. I understand that, and I say that to you openly because that is what I truly believe. That's why every day is a blessing. I'm blessed to be with you, to tell the truth, to keep the flame going. But here you have an incident that I'm wondering what Ocasio-Cortez would say. I'm wondering what the gun grabbers would say. I'm wondering what the people at Bannock down there at the State House would say. Well, he should have called the police. He should have tried to kick the guy in the shins. No. Our founding fathers understood the value of the Second Amendment. Our founding fathers understood you have to protect the innocent. Now, for every story we hear of tragedy, of people that are deranged, of people that harm others, there are stories that are suppressed by the media, that are suppressed by the anti-gun folks. So whoever you are, mysterious stranger in the West, in Phoenix, Arizona, thank you. And you heard the neighbors. What were they saying? This doesn't happen around here. Well, of course not. No neighborhood is known for the kidnapping, right? No neighborhood is known for those sorts of things. But if it can happen there, it can happen here. Now imagine what would have happened if all of a sudden this man didn't have a weapon. The little girl might have been kidnapped. He might have been killed. But no, he had a means to protect himself. This is why it's so important to salute the folks that make a difference. And this is where I disagree with people talking about this initiative bill. And I don't even know why I've fallen into the trap of talking about this initiative bill, because something's going on that we're not seeing here on KIDO Talk Radio. Something's going on. We're missing a beat, like a card shark holding a card that, boom, they hit you when the river runs through, or whatever they do with the poker. Something is wrong with this bill. And this initiative bill, the whole revision of the process, liberal forces are at work. They want to keep this initiative thing going. They're pressuring the governor to veto, and you have conservatives saying, no, we don't want to have the initiative bill. By the way, let me be the first to say this. This is the beginning of the coming marijuana wars here. Oh, Kevin Miller, you should just go to HempFest. Look, I've been invited to HempFest the past couple of years. The people there seem to be amused by me, but there is no amusement here for the coming marijuana wars. They have taken their states that surround this great gem of liberty, and now they want to come here. And look, it doesn't have to be our friends from Drug Free Idaho, which I applaud what they do, and they've been taking heat. People are looking at their funding, trying to destroy them. And all they're doing is telling the truth about the parks in Colorado, the living situations in Portland, the way the Oregon coast has been polluted with marijuana smoke. You know, the other day we had somebody call in about the medical marijuana dispensaries and what a joke it was in California, because you could go buy a card for $25 and all of a sudden you get medical marijuana. They're coming for us. A lot of you think it's a good thing. A lot of you think it's all right. And by the way, this medical marijuana initiative at Boise HempFest, they're ready to recruit people. I know that. I've seen their propaganda. I know what they're up to. And look, the pro-hemp forces, the pro-marijuana forces They were stunned at the resistance from law enforcement from this program. That makes us all targets. But the reason why this initiative is going where, because people fear marijuana, the big one, is coming, and it is. It depends on you. What type of state do you want your kids growing up in? Stinky plant-infested marijuana or what we have today? Traffic and weather together. Kevin Miller in the morning, KIDO Talk Radio. Let's get you to work safely and on time. Good morning, Dave. Larry, great job again, as always. Right before Glenn Beck, Dave Ramsey, Sean Hannity. Can't wait to hear what Sean has to say this afternoon, as not only will he have the clips, but he's going to have the analysis. You only get that right here from our friend Sean Hannity and Lars Larson. By the way, props to Attorney General Barr. We're cheering for you, sir, because the crazy, wacky, devious little libs are doing everything they can to derail. The law doesn't matter. The rules don't matter. The Mueller report doesn't matter. Fairness doesn't matter. We just make it up and throw it against the wall and see what sticks. Come on. Is this any way to act responsibly? Is this any way to run a government based on honesty, integrity, morality, and ethics? No. But they want to throw that out because what good has the United States of America ever accomplished according to these devious little libs? Well, enough of that. Ray Amaya, great job rolling today. God bless you. God bless your family. Keep the faith. Glenn Beck is next. Fox News Now.